Have you ever watched your favorite fighter lose a fight and then the next day post on social media making excuses? Or are you in a team and your teammate loses a fight and you see the same thing? I see this happen all the time, and it's even happened in my team. And I've even seen other teammates giving that fighter excuses. An example would be, one of my guys has lost a fight. They had a poor performance. They post on social media, thanks everyone for the support. Hopefully there's no excuses in there. Let's just say it's, thank you everyone for the support. That's great. I'll be back, okay? And I've seen comments in the comments section from teammates saying, oh, you were doing great. You did great. It was fantastic. Actually, this isn't about excuses. This is about just taking away their accountability. That's what that's doing, Sam. Without naming names, I had two guys fight recently. One guy won, one guy lost. And the guy that won, so you can win a fight and have a poor performance. You can lose a fight and obviously have a poor performance. You can lose a fight and have a good performance and get caught and get sloppy and whatever. The guy that won the fight, he was real with himself. He knew the areas where he needed to improve. He knew it wasn't his best performance. He knew it wasn't how he looked in the gym, what he trained to do, the hours of repetition and drilling. He did not bring that out in the fight. He was aware of this. We'd spoken about it. He'd identified it on his own. He makes a post, not my best performance. I'll be back, even more developed. You'll see me soon. This kind of post. And then, we getting comments from teammates, and the worst one, a win's a win. A win's a win. What kind of levels are we living to here? What kind of bar did we set? A win's a win. That completely takes any fire that takes any fire that the athlete had away from him. Any fire that he had to get back in the gym, motivated to, improve and this, that, and the other. He didn't perform to his potential. He knows he didn't do what he drilled, and he's going to get back to the drawing board and ingrain it into his head. And then next time he fights, he's going to be 10 times better because he's aware of this. He's taken accountability for his performance, and he's going to get back to the drawing board. And then your teammate goes, "Oh, bro, don't worry about it. A win's a win." Not around here. Let's be more driven than that. Let's have a higher bar. Let's set the level up here, unattainable, unreachable, so that you're always grasping for it and you're staying so accountable to yourself and so real with yourself and so real with each other that you're just reaching. You keep reaching. Then the whole team's going to do this, and then you have yourself a professional team. Then the other guy he lost. He had a poor performance. It was a bad performance. He knows this. I've been honest with him. The team's been honest with him. He knows what he has to do to improve. And let me just say, he's a very, very, very hard worker. So that's what he has going for him. He has a lot going for him. But he had a poor performance. Terrible. He's watching this. You know it. He posts, I forget what he posts. Hopefully he didn't make any excuses, but he probably posted like, "Hey, I'll be back, guys. Thanks for your support." That's the kind of post I want to see after a loss. Thanks for your support, guys. It was an honor to be in there, honor to represent you guys. Love my fans, blah, 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 blah. That's a good post, 0 excuses. Then we have people on the team saying, "Oh, you did fantastic. You look great out there." You look great out there? Again, you set the bar down here. Now you got Buddy thinking, maybe I did look good. Maybe I was way better than I thought I looked. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about that performance. So I'll just do the same thing in the next training camp. I'll do the same drilling. I'll do the same, same integration of the skills that I'm drilling into sparring. And I'll go into the same fight, same mentality. I'll go into the same fight exactly the same. That's what I'm going to do. Because your teammates are telling you, "Yeah, you look great, bro. You did fantastic. You just got caught. You got unlucky." Unlucky? There's no such thing as unlucky. There is no such thing as unlucky, and there's no such thing as luck. Okay? Absolutely not. So don't let your teammates give you excuses. Okay, give you an out. That is the same thing as taking away their accountability or their ability to be accountable to themselves. Don't let them give you excuses, and don't let them blow smoke up your bum. If they're blowing smoke up your bum, "Oh, you did fantastic, mate. You looked great out there. You just got caught." Well, we have problems. And this is why in my gym, we try and nip this stuff in the bud, because This is the stuff that's going to raise the bar, take you to the next level. Mentality is everything in this sport. And in this team, this professional team that we've created, it's about top-notch quality and being real with each other. We're not this soft generation that's around us today that, just wants yes men around them. Everyone's soft, everyone wants to feel good, everyone wants to feel happy, and, you want to make everyone happy and say kind things all the time. No, like coaches are stepping on toes, stepping on eggshells, like coaches are afraid to step on toes, they're stepping on eggshells, and, oh, you look great out there. No, keep it real with each other. And that's proper care and affection and love for your teammates. That is real care, because you want their long-term success. If you're just going to blow smoke up your athlete's bum or your teammate's bum, hey, you're fantastic, you look great, you're going to do great, all of this, you did fantastic in your fight. That's not, in the long run, that's not helping him. We need to address areas of development or areas that need development, and we need to build each other up that way. Okay, that's real care, real love for each other. That's a real team. And as a coach to an athlete, that's how you develop an athlete. Obviously, we've got to be encouraging and uplifting, okay? So, for example, to my fighter that lost, let's have the team go on the comments, hey, bro, it's a hard thing getting into the ring. It's a hard thing getting into the cage. Only a small % of the population do that. You did it. So props to you, man. There's lots we can develop on. Get back to the gym. We're all behind you. We're all with you. You're going to come out even better next time. That's the kind of comment from a teammate. You're not smashing them down, beating them down. You address the areas that need developing, you encourage them, get back to the gym, let's get after it. Okay, so you are the athlete. This happened to you, and you're the one that fought and either won or lost, okay? And if you won, you performed poorly. If you lost, maybe you performed poorly too, okay? Now, how do you address either or, all right? Whether you win or lose, it's all about accountability and keeping it real with yourself. That's where it starts, because at the end of the day, really and truly, if you are honest and real with yourself and you take accountability for the win or the loss, you will not need voices around you to tell you this or to tell you that, or you won't even be affected by the people trying to blow smoke up your butt, because you have your mind set. You know your goal, you know what you did wrong, you've kept it real with yourself, and you know where you need to go and what you need to adjust. Okay, so you've taken accountability for the win or the loss. We've gone back to the drawing board, we know what we need to work on. Now you're in development stage, before camp, or you're into the next camp, and this is where you're gonna see your accountability come into play. So your training's gonna change, your mentality of, adjusting different things. And I'll give a great example of like sparring. Your sparring has to change, because if in the fight your inside game was bad and you need to develop your inside game, okay? Working on the inside, boxing, kneeing, clinching, this kind of thing. But you're an outside fighter, you're a long, rangy fighter, you like keeping it on the outside, and that's where you're good and that's where you dominate. Well, now, if you're truly taking accountability, you're going to have to put yourself in the position that you're going to start losing rounds. You're going to be losing now, okay? Because that's not your forte. That's not what you're good at, or as good at, I should say. Maybe you're still decent at it, but you need to develop, okay? So now in sparring, instead of keeping it long on everyone and schooling everyone in the gym, with your long range game and moving around and hitting and not even getting touched, but scoring all the points, well, now you're having to force yourself into positions where you have to work and adapt and develop this inside game. So now you're going to be forcing your way onto the inside, and you're going to be losing. You're going to be losing on the inside game. Maybe you're losing at the clinch. Maybe that's part of the inside work that your coach has said you need to address, you need to adjust, and you need to develop that. Force the clinch on people. But now as you're walking into the clinch, you're eating all sorts of shots and you're losing on points. And then you get to the clinch and you're getting swept and you're getting dumped and you're getting kneed left, right, and center and you're getting elbowed and you're losing in the clinch. Well, if you've truly taken accountability and you are humble enough to accept the areas where you need development, then you will put yourself in those situations. You won't always be in your comfortable zone doing what you're good at. It works in the reverse. If naturally you're an inside fighter or naturally you're a clinch fighter, okay, but you need to develop your outside game, and so you need to force yourself to stay on the outside, and you're getting picked apart by people and kicked and boxed, and you're getting outboxed and everything. it works both ways, right? But if you've truly taken accountability for the win or the loss and the areas of development and recognize those, you should be humble enough to put yourselves in those situations, in those losing situations, so that you develop overall. Yeah, you got to have a white belt mentality. If you got the black belt mentality and you think you're good everywhere, if you're a professional or an amateur athlete, but particularly an amateur athlete, you know, you might be good at like one or two things here and there, but like your overall game needs major development. Everything needs major development, but maybe you're good at one or two things and the rest is like very mediocre at best. You should be losing 90% of the rounds in the gym because you're trying to develop and you're putting yourselves in these situations. You're putting yourself in these situations where you're not good, but you need to develop. That's the key. And if you don't take accountability for your win or your loss, and you don't recognize, by taking accountability, you're recognizing where you need to develop. If you don't take that accountability, there ain't no way you're gonna be back in the gym putting yourself in uncomfortable positions and positions that you're not good at or not as good at, or that your opponent, your partner, your sparring partner is better than you at. So ask yourself, who do you wanna be? Let's be more driven than the person that's just comfortable all the time and happy to be comfortable all the time, you know, in your career as an athlete, amateur or pro. But then when you retire, that's going to translate into your day-to-day life. And it would have already been translated to your day-to-day life throughout your career. Just comfortable, coasting by, you know, coasting. Coasting's never good. Where do you want to be? Be more driven, be more about it. Get after it. Change it up. 2026, baby. That's your 2026 New Year's resolution. That's the mentality. Forget Goggins. Be about it.